Yeah, keep it light, everything that everybody can relate to.
Cool, cool.
Uh, and we can just go across the board, any genre, any decade, any star.
Yeah.
Uh, so this is Age Gap Podcast via Zoom
Yep. You're with the Latchkey
where the
Kids,
more
baby.
where the latchkey kids, where the more things change.
The more they stay the same.
Yeah. Uh, so off the top of the bat, action movies. This is something that hits really close to home. Being a product of the '80s and '90s, it was all the rage in the '80s. And like I said,
The
you can
action
jump
movie?
around or whatever. The action movie. I mean, it was Schwarzenegger, John Claude Van Damme, Chuck Norris, Bruce Lee. I think he had passed away in the '70s, but his legacy lived on.
Yeah.
And then you had like just random, like ex football, like Brian Bosworth.
That is funny.
you know,
That's like, you know
and,
what we were talking about at work recently, me and my coworkers. The ex football player gone TV person, like they do the news now. They tell you like when a shooting happens, you're like, why is Michael Strahan delivering this news
Yeah.
right now?
This guy has like CTE. Should he really be giving me like health updates on vaccine mandates or
Yeah,
whatever?
dude.
It's so funny. I was just thinking about that. It was like do you know the professional wrestler Kurt Angle?
Yeah, of course.
Doom doom
You suck.
Doom doom
You suck.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I was listening to him the other day. He was on Joe Rogan, and he's like, after I got out of the Olympics, he won the gold medal. Like they had all those offers for him, like be like the Pittsburgh
No way.
sports guy. And he was like, I sucked so bad. Like the teleprompter was breaking. I had like no improv skills.
That is
He was
funny.
just like, yeah. But it's like some people should not be on TV.
Yeah,
you know?
just certain things, like don't give the news. Also, rappers going on like ESPN and giving their take on like sports is funny as fuck to me. They're like, so Lil Wayne, what is your opinion on LeBron's move to whatever? It just cracks me
You know
up.
what would be funny? If it was like completely out of their vein, like you took Lil Wayne or like, I don't know, some rapper, I'm so out of the game. And like you had them commentate on like swimming, like
Yeah.
Olympic swimming.
No, what do you call it? This the Migos. You heard of Migos?
Yeah.
One of the guys he went to the White House to have a discussion about gun control. I'm like, how?
He had to check his gun at like
Yeah, exactly. I'm
security.
like, what are you guys like? This is becoming idiocracy, bro.
The
Like, we're
White
gonna have
House.
a wrestler president one of these days.
we went off the whole action hero topic
Yeah,
pretty
yeah.
quick, but we'll come back.
Yeah,
But
that's
the
what we do.
White House has become like a joke. Like it's just a joke.
Mm-hmm.
They had like trans. I mean, I don't know. We shouldn't get into this, but it's just I don't know.
As soon as you said trans,
one
I
would-
was like, all right, let's get it. Let's
Yeah.
switch topics, bro.
Back to action hero.
Yeah.
So
All
yeah,
right,
in the
I have a
80s it
question.
was
I got a question for you.
yeah, sure.
Who was your guy? Who was like, oh, we gotta go see his movie?
Oh man, there's quite a few. I'd say the most. Ooh, and I'm gonna get hell for this. Seagal.
Steven Seagal.
Loved Seagal, dude.
Out of all of them, you
Mark
had so
for-
many. You had Arnold
Mark for
Schwarzenegger. You had
Death.
Sylvester Stallone. But Steven Seagal was your guy, huh?
Because everybody else was guns, explosions. Seagal had a little bit about that, but he also had that weird martial art that
He had that.
has
kung
now
fu.
been like Aikido, which has been like debunked as like fake. Like,
That's his thing.
uh,
Aikido. That's
yeah,
that's
that
like
was his bag, and
that's like samurai shit, isn't it? Like
it's Japanese, but it's kind of like staged. I don't know, like it only works if you go with it.
Yeah.
Like I can only do a coup.
It's wrestling. It's
It's
wrestling.
like pro wrestling. I can only look good if you let me.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, that makes sense.
Uh,
So
but
that's
at the
his
time,
thing,
it
huh?
was different, and it was like, whoa, yeah, yeah. And he was just different looking, So that was my guy for a while. What about you?
Jackie Chan, bro. You already know, dude. Because Jackie Chan was.
Yeah.
I saw like he had a resurgence coming up as a kid, so he started doing kids
Hmm.
movies when I was like around that age. So he
That's
had
right.
like the tuxedo, the medallion. Um, he had a couple ones. He had Jennifer Love Hewitt in one of them. I think that was the tuxedo, and he was
Hmm.
like, I like she was the love interest, and I was like, how the fuck? How does this match up? Um, and
Kevin
then
Murphy, in fact, she was one of my first like hardcore Hollywood crushes.
Jennifer Love Hewitt. That's
Yeah,
hilarious.
for
Well,
sure.
watch the tuxedo,
Yeah.
dude. Um, and then he had a cartoon, American
Yeah.
Dragon, bro. At first, I kind of didn't watch it, and then because like I always hated the um, the animated series was like
Mm,
that was back in the days version of the remake, if that makes
yeah,
sense.
that's right.
Where like anything cool, they would make into a cartoon or a video game.
I'll trump you on this though. The early 90s Batman, the animated
Oh,
series,
okay, yeah,
was the balls.
that is cool.
It's
See,
like
but
it
that's
was like dark and like
mm-hmm.
people died and like had problems and
Yeah. There's like drug
you
addicts on there
know,
and shit. People getting abused.
yeah, there was.
Yeah.
There was. But they probably called it something different. They couldn't call it like heroin, but they call it like, the blue goo or
Yeah,
something like
yeah,
that,
yeah.
you
He's
know?
getting Lucy off the juicy over in there.
Yeah. And
Something.
like you could totally relate to it. It's like, oh, we have one of those in the family.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
There's a guy like that,
Yeah.
except he does heroin. No, what do you call it? That one. See, but that's meant to be like a cartoon. Like all those comic books at the end of the day started off as cartoons, like comics.
Right.
You know.
Yeah,
But
that's true. That's
but like
true.
they would just take like a movie. Like Napoleon Dynamite had a fucking cartoon for a couple years.
No, that's bad.
Yeah,
Oh, didn't Jay and Silent Bob have a
I
cartoon that
think
was
so for a
terrible?
little bit. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So yeah, they had the animated. But once I started watching it, the Jackie Chan one was pretty cool, man. I'm not gonna lie, it was pretty dope. Cause it
Did he
wasn't
have
really
like
based
a?
off a movie. It was just based off of like him.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, he always. Uh, he went back. He started out. He was like a stuntman for like Bruce Lee.
That's pretty sick. I could totally see that.
Yeah, because he was part of that like Hong Kong
Yeah.
theater or whatever they call
See,
it.
so when I got older, I started watching the classics like Drunken Master,
Love it.
Snake and Eagle's Claw or something like that.
Love it.
What else did he have?
The big brawl.
Yeah, he had some good ones, dude. And then
Operation Condor.
no, and then there was remember he played like a cop for a few years. He was always
Super
like
Cop.
yeah, yeah, he's always like he always played a cop and then Rush Hour came out, bro. And that
Yep.
was my introduction to Jackie Chan, dude. That was the first Jackie Chan movie I ever saw.
See, and the other thing too, like for our listeners, is like Michelle Yeoh, before she got like Oscars and stuff like that, she was part of that crew.
Who's Michelle Yeoh?
She, she just won the Oscar for Everything Anyway right now, whatever the hell it's
Oh,
called.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
She's the Asian lady that's in everything now.
Yeah, yeah. She took
Yeah.
over Sandra Oh's spot.
You don't mushed her.
Yeah, she's like,
But
move.
yeah, she's like authentic Hong Kong like
That's what's up, dude.
martial artist.
That is sick.
Yeah.
That is sick.
So she went from that stuff to now like Oscar winning
That's
performances.
amazing. Yeah, so Jackie Chan was my guy for a while. You know who made a comeback that I have yet to see a single movie of his?
What?
Chuck Norris. But Chuck
Made a
Norris,
comeback.
yeah, he was just relevant. He like no one saw his movies, but when I was a kid, he was just relevant for the joke.
Yeah, no, what are you talking?
Yeah,
I
yeah.
loved his movies.
Yeah, he was relevant for the joke. He was kind of like a meme. He was the meme before memes were a thing. It was the Chuck Norris
He
joke.
really was. Like in that like early 2000s, that's when I started hearing like, oh, Chuck Norris doesn't do push-ups, he
Yeah, he
pushes the
pushes.
world down.
Yeah, exactly. Uh,
No,
they had one
he
Chuck
was
Norris. What do you call it on Family Guy? It was like he doesn't have a chin; he just has a third fist underneath his beard.
yeah. No, his movies were great. Like his acting, what was funny, his acting was horrible.
Oh yeah, of
It was
course.
just
Come on, bro. Everyone's acting
but
sucked in the '80s, bro. Nobody was a good actor in the '80s.
but oh yeah, but his martial arts, his karate was cool.
Yeah, he was good
And
at it. I
you
need to.
know,
What are some movies, bro? Because I need to see like what his whole deal was.
well, everyone's going to tell you Delta Force.
Delta Force.
Okay,
Okay.
that's the rah rah America. We can kick anyone's ass.
I love those movies, the Patriot action movies.
Yeah.
Those are
Oh
hilarious.
God. Oh, I can go on. Um, I liked Missing in Action,
Okay.
where he's like the Vietnam POW,
Ah.
and there's a scene they put a bag on his head, and he's like in the concentration, whatever you call it, the prisoner of
Refuge,
war camp.
prisoner
I
camp.
forget the
Yeah.
name of it. And they put a bag on his head, and then they stick a rat up there, and, like,
Oh.
and
Does
then
he
he
eat the rat?
bites the rat, like
Yeah. Fuck yeah,
it
dude.
was like,
That's
oh man,
badass.
that's awesome. But imagine like, oh, so that was cool.
What's that
Then he
one
does
called?
this one.
Missing
I
in
can't think
Action.
of Missing in Action. I think there's Missing in Action two, maybe even three.
Hmm.
Uh, that was the other thing the action movie like gave birth to was the sequel. You
Yeah,
know,
you're right, dude. Yeah, yeah.
what's Terminator on
Rambo
like
2,
eight now?
Rambo
Like
3.
Terminator.
Oh,
Yeah.
Terminator
No,
made his way
Rambo.
back to 1. They're like they went all the way around the clock. Now they're back to like 1 or 2 or something.
Yeah. So yeah, that genre. There was one Chuck Norris one where he's a truck driver,
Ah.
and it like it like really opens up the world to like truck driving,
Ah.
and of course he kicks him out. Lone Wolf McQuade, where he fights David Carradine.
Hmm.
Uh,
So, okay,
yeah,
all right.
it's
David Carradine, I missed. I completely missed his whole like career because I was too young, obviously, but I just know him as Bill.
yeah, yeah. His biggest star, he had a TV show called Kung Fu,
Right, that's what I heard.
uh, where and then they brought it back in like the 90s. It was like Kung Fu, the legend continues.
Hmm.
And yeah, and then then he released a series of like VHS like how to do Tai Chi. And like that's when he started becoming like a
That guy's
comical
funny,
character.
bro. Rex
Yep,
Kwando, remember Rex Kwando from Napoleon
yep,
Dynamite?
yep.
That guy is funny, bro. The guy that watched too many
Oh,
action movies and was like public access. Let me teach old ladies how to fight.
if you're ever high and you just want to laugh your balls
I'm
off,
high right now, man. No, I'm just kidding.
I figured. Um, there's a series called American Ninja, and again, it goes up to like 10 or I don't know,
Not
and it
American
is
Ninja Warrior, right?
no, American Ninja,
Okay, okay.
and it's just like some white dude who like wears the ninja costume.
Awesome.
Oh, it's hilarious. They shot it out like in like
Somewhere in the
Palmdale or something. Like
okay.
it's just like,
I was thinking it was like
like
probably somewhere in the Midwest or something, you know?
oh, then we got to talk about Kickboxer.
Oh, that's what's his name, huh? Van Damme?
Van Van Damme did the first one, and then this is trivia. This is how stupid and how much crap I watch. Did you ever hear of the sitcom Step by Step?
Yeah, I heard of it. I've never seen it, but I heard
Th-
of it.
There was like a surfer dude, kind of like, oh, dude, like his name was Cody, but he actually knew martial arts in real
No
life,
shit.
and he became the kickboxer. Like he was in those movies.
Oh, that's sick, dude. That's
Yeah,
fucking awesome. What do you call it?
it's just
That's another guy for some he made like a little bit of a comeback. Just like I know of him because of memes. You know what I mean?
who kickboxer dude.
Van Damme.
Is that
Just
better or worse?
I don't know. I
Yeah.
mean, you are kind of backlit, but whatever. It doesn't matter. This is mainly for the audio anyway. Um,
Oh, okay.
what do you call it? Yeah, Van Damme made a comeback later on in my lifetime when he got mentioned in a movie, and then he did like some Super Bowl commercial, and then now all of a sudden I see like on HBO his movies will be on, like on Netflix it'll advertise like Kickboxer, or what was the other one he had?
Yeah.
Uh,
Bloodsport.
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 Yeah, I was gonna say Deadly
Yeah.
Game, but that's somebody else.
Oh my God, dude. You have no idea. We talked about this on an episode when you went to the video store,
Mm-hmm.
not the Blockbuster, not the Hollywood video, but the neighborhood video.
Ah, I
They,
never had that. We only had Hollywood Video. Blockbuster was always the
oh,
one.
okay.
We had one in Sun Valley. It was in the hood. It was right next to the donut shop, and my grandpa would always buy VHSs over there.
So you go in and they got all the boxes lined up, and there was so much crap action. Like local martial artists would make movies and then go to the local
Get the
VH and
fuck
be like,
out.
"Hey, can you put?" And it was like all to promote their like dojo, whatever the
No
hell you call it.
way.
Yeah, and
You're
was
the
so
best
terrible.
around.
Yeah,
Not the
yeah. It was
Americano.
like shot on like like the mounted camera, and like
The dude's
they
talking
put
to the
adverts
camera. Hey, whoa, whoa, get this, get this.
and they put advertisements in like the newspaper, local newspaper. Do you want to be in this movie? And
That
then
is
like,
funny, dude.
yeah, I was in one.
I'm the guy
I
that
was
gets
like,
chopped in the head. Look.
yeah, I was like a protester or something. That was like one of my first movies. I was
Dude,
like 16 years old.
that is funny, bro. We need to make cater film like films to cater to both sides. We'll make like a right wing action film, and it's just a dude just go showing up to a protest, and he just beats the shit out of everyone. And then we'll make a left wing one, and it's just like some dude, he goes into like some board meeting with a bunch of dudes
Yeah.
in suits, and he just beats the shit out of everyone.
I when I was in college, I made an action movie. I made two actually, and it was the first one was called Fight Song,
Fight
and
song.
if you can find these, or if anyone's like maybe like they were in the local VHS,
Yeah, probably.
and it was about a guy. His girlfriend gets raped at a frat party, and he goes like full vigilante, and it was kind
Ah,
of like it was like a weird kind of like. Of course, it was starring me, but I was in much better shape then.
what was that
And
movie? They made a remake with Kevin Bacon. Like his kid gets killed or whatever, and he just becomes like he just kills everyone.
I don't know. It's a tale as old as time,
Yeah, yeah,
revenge story,
revenge. Yeah, revenge movie. Yeah,
And so then I fight all the fraternity brothers, but it's kind of like I was big into like Street Fighter 2 then. So you have to fight like like the weak
you get to
guy.
the boss.
Yeah, yeah. And it was like his name was like Preston Sinclair, and he's got like the scarf and the tennis racket. And I'm
That
like,
is
ooh.
hilarious. He's got all his own special moves. It's hard to
Yeah.
make a comedy about somebody getting raped, though.
Oh, and I was the first. I was the first gay
oh,
action star
you were the first gay action hero. That's right.
on ramp.
On ramp. It's
Officer
raining
John and his
men.
it's red. I came out of the closet years ago. Ah.
That is hilarious.
Yep, that was well written stuff.
Dude, I can't
I
believe
told
the
her that
people that
story.
yeah, I can't believe the people that wrote the script were like changed their whole movie just off of your one suggestion.
I was like, his partner gets killed. I was like, this dude is gay. Like, let's make it. Let's do it that way.
They're like,
You know,
I thought he was gay, and they're like, oh my god, he should be.
and then
Man,
the other one,
you're very progressive, bro. You're a very progressive
yeah,
guy.
I like to think
You're a
so.
pioneer.
And then I did a very similar one, which it was called Murphy versus the Brahmin. And of the Brahmin is like a rich Boston person. So it was the same thing, like the kid from the slums
Oh yeah.
versus the elites.
You know that movie? You know how that movie ends in real life? with a lot of lawsuits.
A lot of community service
Yeah,
hours.
that's fucking hilarious. He hit
Yeah.
me.
But it was and it was like the box was like the Battle of Two Hills, and in Boston you have Bunker Hill, which is like the Irish kind of working class. That's the movie The Town. Remember the
Yeah,
movie The
yeah, yeah.
Town
They're
with
over in
okay,
Bunker Hill.
that's that area.
That's where the
And then you
war
have
happened.
yeah, and then you have Beacon Hill, which is like where all the politicians and rich people
Where
live,
the
like
Yankees
right
kicked it
by.
while the war happened.
Yeah, right. So yeah,
That was
I've always been a fan of. I was literally just yesterday. I was watching Crank 2.
Crank, dude. You know that was my grandma's favorite movie. Oh no, not Crank.
It's
The Transporter. Her favorite actor was Jason
oh,
Statham.
definitely, definitely,
She was like
definitely.
a big Jason Statham, and she loved like, dude. He would like he stab somebody through the chest with a pipe, and like she's just watching it in the living room, just like, oh, look at that.
I remember when me and my boy borrowed that movie. We were watching it in Brooklyn, and we were like, "What the hell is it?" Because nobody knew who the guy was at
Jason
that time.
Statham. Yeah, he came out. He came out swinging, bro. The
But I had
first
a
movie.
crush.
You had
I
a
had a
crush
crush on that girl, the Asian chick in there,
in the
Shu
beginning or
Kai.
something.
Yeah, she's the transport. She's the package.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, gotcha.
I thought she was so hot. So we're just watching the movie, we're giving it a chance, and we went absolutely bananas when they shot the rocket at him, and he's like, "Ah!" He like
Jumps out
dodges
the jumps out the way,
yeah,
dude.
he
Okay, okay.
dodges a
I got a good one.
missile.
I got a good one for us. Catchphrase. Like
Oh,
every single. I got a good one. This is the best one. This is when they first came out with the anti-smoking movement. Every movie, they made the rules. Only the villain can smoke. You can't show people smoke. The good guy can't be smoking on camera. They
that's
started
crazy.
yeah they started paying people to like be anti-smoke, to put anti-smoking messages in their movies. They did all kinds of things, and so one of the lines in Triple X, the original one with Vin Diesel, at
Uh,
the end, the villain is smoking, and they're like having this fight or whatever. It's the boss fight, and the dude's smoking in the corner like hiding, and they shoot a heat-seeking missile, and it follows the cigarette, and it blows him up. Vin
Learn
Diesel
your
goes,
lesson, kids.
Vin Diesel goes, I told him smoking kills.
Awesome, awesome.
Yep.
Um, yeah, there was another one. I mean, of course, everybody's going to expect us to say, "I'll be back."
Or get to the
Uh,
choppers.
yeah, everybody knows that one.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, there was another one with somebody. How about a light? And then they
I
light the
remember
guy on
he
fire.
catches him on fire. Yeah.
Yeah. The other one.
They remade Predator, and
Oh yeah.
they put Get to the Choppers in it, but this time it was a motorcycle. So
By the way,
mhm.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
If you want, on this vein, if you want an insane action movie, again, I can't say it, but you know what I mean. Predator 2. Have you ever seen it?
Are you talking about the Chew? Bunch of slack jawed beep beep on this plane, or he's offering the
Predator 2. They're in Los Angeles.
Oh no, I'm thinking of Predator 1 when they're flying into the jungle, and that dude with the cowboy hat. There's always that one guy, the cowboy.
Oh, Ventura, Jesse Ventura.
Yeah, and he goes, "Y'all want some chew?" And they were doing the anti-smoking thing, I think, or I don't know what it was, but everyone denied his chew, and he's like, "Bunch of slack-jawed words you can't say on this plane. This will make you a sexual tyrannosaurus."
No. You
I'll be
want
right
to
back,
see
but I'm listening. I gotta plug in my laptop.
Okay. You want to see Predator 2 because as an LA kid, you might get some nostalgia Like, oh man, I remember this because I think it's either the late 80s or the early 90s, and it's the cops versus the cartel, and predators just kind of killing
He's
everybody.
just third partying everyone.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember. I watched it not too long, but there's this great scene where this Mexican dude or Colombian or whatever, the
Hmm.
cops got him pinned down, and he just opens a briefcase and it's just all coke, and he just like takes a handful, and he's like, "Meh."
I'm
And he takes out like
alive.
he takes out like two Uzis and just starts going like ham on all the cops. It's hilarious.
Say
Like
hello
he's
to my
just like,
little
"Grr."
friends.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
And then it turns out to be actually Danny Glover of all people is the action star. Um,
I'm
but it's
way too
funny,
old
like
for this shit now.
it's funny you mentioned like smoking. Like, remember Riggs in Lethal Weapon?
Riggs, that's
Mel
Samuel L.
Mel
Jackson, right?
Gibson. No, Mel Gibson. Lethal Weapon, Danny
Oh,
Glover,
Nathan
Mel
Webb. Yeah,
Gibson.
yeah. Dude, for some reason, I was thinking of Die Hard. I have no idea why.
No, uh, Riggs was always smoking,
That's
and
fucking
it was
awesome.
Mel Gibson. It's like, wow, that's cool.
It's like maybe I should smoke. That
He
is
just had
fucking
like
hilarious.
sex with the hot chick, and then he's like just smoking in bed. Like, yeah.
You know what was a great let's all right, here's another vein. By the way, we got like 8 minutes. I don't know if you want to keep going. I'll just have to start a new meeting and then I'll invite you back.
Oh no, I think we're good.
Yeah.
We can
All
wrap
right,
it up.
cool. We'll wrap it up in 8. So last topic, action spoofs. Cuz you were talking about Steven Seagal, you were talking about Kung Fu. One of my favorites, Beverly Hills Ninja. Chris Farley. Whoa, whoa,
Oh,
whoa, whoa. That specifically that scene is what I always remember is him on the palm tree, swinging on a
yeah,
palm tree. Yep,
yeah.
that's a good one.
I think, not to get too political, but do you think you could do that movie these days, or is that cultural appropriation? And like, because he
Mm,
speaks in like the Japanese accent or
no, he
Chinese or
doesn't. He
whatever.
doesn't speak in Japanese accent. He speaks in kung fu movie accent.
Oh, okay.
We have to go to the station. You know, like he talks in
Oh,
subtitles. You know what I mean?
I got one that you weren't expecting because we mostly did martial arts and guns. Hot shots.
Hot shots. That sounds from. Oh yes, dude. Charlie Sheen, funniest fucking
Yes,
action spoof, bro. Oh, that is a great movie. And with
where
Ryan
they
Stiles from Whose Line Is It Anyway?
is he in that?
Yeah, yeah, he's in it. He's hilarious. And talk about a cameo, dude. They ended up being brothers later on in life. John Cryer from
Oh no way, John
yeah,
Cryer.
yeah,
Yeah.
from 16 Candles or whatever. He's in Two and a Half Men. He was in that movie as well.
I know. Yeah, I haven't seen those movies in a while, but I remember as a kid I was laughing when I saw.
Oh my
And there
god.
was another one. Speaking of Lethal Weapon, there was Loaded Weapon,
Oh, I
and it
never
was
seen
with
that.
Emilio Estevez,
That is
and I think
hilarious.
Samuel L. Jackson,
That is fucking
and they
hilarious.
parody Lethal Weapon. It's hilarious.
That's good stuff. What is another one? Bruce Leroy. That was not a spoof. It's more of like it's just terrible. It's just a
Shown.
bad movie.
The music's awesome though.
Yeah, it is. It is.
When you got the
Last
glow,
Dragon.
you feel. Yeah, Last Dragon with Bruce Leroy,
Mm-hmm.
Benny Gordon directed. Yeah.
That was a good one.
Oh man, I know too much of this stupid stuff.
Oh, here's a good one, bro. This is I don't know if it's a spoof. It's not really a spoof, but it's just a out there action movie. I had a lot of fun watching it. I don't know if you can make it nowadays. Big Trouble in Little China.
Love it,
Good
love
fucking
it. I've
movie.
seen that movie. Like, love Kurt Russell.
Yeah, dude. Kurt Russell is an underrated guy, dude. He's been a badass his whole career. And no, for some reason, he's not in the talks with like the Chuck Norrises and the any of them.
He did a movie. It was called Soldier, where I don't even think he speaks, and it's awesome. Yeah, and he's like
Fucking
50 years old. And he's absolutely like ripped. I'm like, holy shit. But Big Trouble in Little China. What was the other one I wanted to mention before we got? Oh, damn. I don't know. It'll come to me. But yeah, that Big Trouble. I love that movie. The one I wanted to. If you're a conspiracy theorist
Mm.
or you question the government, They Live.
Oh, great fucking. Thank you for squeezing that in last minute, bro. The longest
You were,
fight scene in any movie. 11
yeah,
fucking minutes. 11 minutes of fighting, bro. And they only cut the camera like maybe once or twice.
and you were talking about catchphrases, lines.
Mm-hmm.
I've come here to chew bubblegum
And
and
kick
kick
ass.
ass, and I'm all out of bubblegum.
Yes. That is amazing. What a good. Also, the Obey Giant. Andre the Giant in Obey, or the face. That's from that
Uh-huh.
movie. That's the first
That
time you
is?
ever see that. Yeah. They Live.
That's that guy. What's his name? Something Fairy or
Shepherd Fairy.
something? Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Classic.
I remember I was in college when that came out. But yeah.
Damn.
Check out They Live.
Yeah.
I think it's
that's a
on
good
like
movie.
Tubi.
It's on YouTube for free, I think, dude. Honestly.
Damn.
It should
And
be.
if you're like
If it
questioning,
isn't, then the guys in the suits won. You know what I mean?
yeah. And if you're questioning the government, you'll love this movie because
That's the
John
movie.
Carpenter famously said it's a documentary, not fiction.
All right, last one. It's just kind of on that
Yeah.
vein. It's not really so much an action movie. Idiocracy is in that same vein. I watch it and I get scared. It's a horror
Yeah.
film. That movie is a horror flick
man.
for sure, dude.
With the tattoo and the injections and
Why
all
don't
that
you
stuff
have
coming.
tattoo? Yeah.
What's the guy's name? He did King of the Hill. Judd?
Mike Judge. Mike Judge.
Yeah. He was a time traveler, I think.
Yeah, I think so too.
For
All right,
sure.
man. Well, we got 3 minutes. I think we should use that 3 minutes to wrap it up.
I think it was a good episode. Sorry, guys, the studios are being fumigated. But yeah. I hope you give this a listen. And
I hope you enjoyed it.
We'll be back in the studio soon.
Yes, sir. Next week. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you liked it, make sure to follow us on Instagram, on TikTok as well, at agegap.pod. If you're watching this on YouTube, hit that little button, the red one that says subscribe. And if you're not watching, if this somehow ends up in front of your face and you're not watching it on YouTube, follow us on YouTube at the Age Gap Podcast. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Donnie, for the music, and we'll see you next week.
All right. Peace.
Peace. Hell yeah, man. That was good.